one person would have sex with her, and then if one of the friends say, I want to have sex, you all would say, well, you know you could call the go-to girl.
I told her that I was gonna sleep with him, and she told me to prove it, so when we were having sex, I called her on the phone so that she could hear.
What? You are one lucky young lady that despite your missteps, you still have a man that stands there and says without a shadow of a doubt.
Baby mama was in heavy despair, all because of the defendant, as he wasn't stepping up to the role of fatherhood. Meanwhile, Mr. Lee claimed he had genuine reasons to deny paternity, and today he was gonna share them all. Let's dive right in then, folks.
Are here today to get Mr. Lee to stop denying that he fathered your 14-month-old daughter, Winter. You demand he man up and own up to his responsibility after today's DNA test. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lee, you had a one-night stand with Ms. Murray before her pregnancy, but claimed she later confirmed she was not pregnant by you.
Better strap yourselves in for this wild ride, because it was a wild one. So, Ms. Murray was an exotic dancer extraordinaire. Yep, but hold on, there's more. She met Mr. Lee at the club, where the said gentleman had been her customer for 10 years. Yep, the guys frequented that establishment for a decade, and now there were real consequences.
Basically, when she sent me the video of her taking the pregnancy test, she said, so y'all won't think I'm lying? And she peed on the stick and sent it to me. And I was like,
basically, I said, so nobody won't think that I'm lying about being pregnant.
Who was y'all?
I said, so nobody won't think I'm lying about being pregnant because everybody know that I was not trying to have any kids ever.
Demiki or showbiz? That was the question. Now, he did used to visit her, though their versions differed, but the end result was the same. But how they went about that involved a cheating golden rule. Yep, heard that right. Now you gotta see what's that about?
And I was never obsessed with her. I ducked her for years because of things like this. I knew she was full of drama.
You didn't know anything about me.
But were you her customer?
Whatever that means.
Yes.
Whatever.
You came to the club. You came to the club every week and tipped me, yes.
How does it go from giving you a tip to ending up in the bed with you?
So, that happened. Temperance with protection. Wow! Moving on, the baby daddy claimed he did keep on a check on the mommy, and apparently they were in the clear. But hold on, their sweet arrangement wasn't just a one-time thing. Oh my, flirting with the fate now, are we?
Oh, you were nervous. You was asking me that because you was trying to keep up with my ovulation because you was trying to get me pregnant.
So, Mr. Lee, let me ask you this. How did you find out she was not pregnant?
Well, like a couple of weeks after that, I texted her and she was like, hey, you can stop bugging me. My period came. Just like that, she told me that.
All right, so you submitted those text messages to the court. Let's take a look. So for Mr. Lee, it says, we talk about it tonight.
Next up, we dive right in the conception window. And believe me, the waters there were murky. Yep, like this wasn't complicated enough. Baby mama threw another guy into the mix. Yeah, got that right. Who's on the hook for this one now?
I did.
All right.
But see, the thing about it is, I always thought strippers was honest people because they get naked for strangers. So I always took her word because I thought she was honest.
But I'm a schemer though, so why would you take my word?
But right, and you just testified that you broke the golden rule by taking a condom. So I don't even understand how that makes any sense.
Yeah.
We was both being reckless, Your Honor. I can admit that.
Moving on now. According to Ms. Lee, she did tell the other guy. Apparently, he was still relevant in her life. But soon Mr. Murray interjected with his side of the story. And boy, was that just pure accusations thrown left and right.
I mean, he's still relevant in my life, but he's not.
He's active with Winter. They takes pictures together.
Oh.
Winter takes multiple pictures with multiple guys, so I don't know what's going on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But that's the truth. I'm here
Don't try to do that.
Well, hold on. She's 15 months. Is she calling anybody daddy or dad?
She knows mom. She knows her mama.
Hold on to your seats because it's Judgment Day. The DNA test results were in and were about to be revealed, and those who were lying and who weren't. So let's roll them out now, shall we?
Mr. Lee, you are the father.
Woo, woo. That's what your baby say. Your baby like to say, woo, woo.
It has been determined by this court that you made a baby with showbiz, so it's time for some lights, camera, and action.
Mr. Cedino brought his ex-girlfriend to court, claiming she was trying to get him back. Wait for it, by pinning the baby on him. Yep. Meanwhile, the baby mama was hurt over his denial. so much so as to claim he was the one toying with her. Oh boy, the drama level in this one.
Mr. Cedeno, you are seeking the results of a paternity test for Ms. Ramirez's 1.5-month-old daughter, Aislinn. You claim you two broke up and now you have no feelings for Ms. Ramirez whatsoever. You say she's claiming you are her baby's father in a fraudulent attempt to try to get you to come back to her.
Yes, Your Honor, yeah.
Did you hear what she said? The baby daddy was going places, man. And by the looks of it, the defendant was more than happy to let his girlfriend know about it all. Wow! And the plaintiff didn't have much to say in his defense. Well, that won't fly here.
Talk to his girlfriend?
Yes, I told her.
And you told her?
Yes, I told her that I
You
was.
just called her on the phone.
Oh, I texted her first, and I told her that I was gonna sleep. I told her that I was gonna sleep with him, and she told me to prove it. So when we were having sex, I called her on the phone so that she could hear.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You got on the phone with his girlfriend.
Yes.
I gotta get this.
Man, that's a lot of information to unpack here. Now, according to Mr. Cedeno, he slipped up only once. But wait, because the mommy pulled out all kinds of math to prove that wasn't the case. But in doing so, another potential baby daddy entered to stir the plot right up.
I keep track of my monthly cycles. I know when we slept together.
I'm asking you.
We slept together just a
Not
few
since
weeks
I've
ago.
been back from Atlanta. No.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you two were broken up. You moved on, you had a new girlfriend.
I got her pregnant.
But you ended up at Ms. Ramirez's house.
Yeah, I have 2 kids with her.
So you have 2 kids with her.
Yes.
3.
You went to visit your children and end up visiting your ex.
So the plaintiff brought out real ammunition to fight this case. Guess he came to win. Hold on tight now, because you are about to experience some turbulence. If mommy can pull up girl math, daddy pulled out conception, math, and tackling that mystery was quite something.
One of your doubts is that you weren't in a relationship at the time and she was sleeping with 2 or 3 other guys at the same time.
Yes.
Now you heard that or you know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact.
He
He
heard
told
it.
me and she had told
He
me.
heard it. He heard it.
You're talking about who told you?
This would be a person that lives near me that I pretty much don't like. And
I only slept with him to
She
get
interferes
back
with
at him.
him to make me
I
jealous,
did it,
which
yes,
I can
for
give a
revenge.
carrot less.
Yep, these guys had no relationship and yet had 2 kids together. Mind equals blown. Furthermore, the guy had another girlfriend and had a baby with her too. Boy, did he require a much-needed lesson in parenting and sex education. Cue the school session.
That she was setting you up.
Yeah, he showed me the text.
And what did it say?
Pretty much, I'm gonna get Michael to have another kid with me. Well, I just had a kid with my girlfriend a month prior to her baby that
You
she
mean
just
pregnant.
had.
So you got a baby right now
Yep.
by your current girlfriend.
Yes.
And this baby is 1 month older. The baby in question here today, only 1 month older than the baby you have with your girlfriend.
Yes.
Well, the baby mama decided to be honest. Guests standing in the court got to her, but in doing so, she brought psychology into the mix. Yeah, apparently her subconscious mind made her do this. The judge gave a twist on that testimony.
To lie, part of me wanted to have another baby, and another part of me did it out of jealousy, out of spite because of the
Because she
other
wants
girl.
to trap me.
Because of the other girl having the baby. So I think in my subconscious mind, I decided to get pregnant because she was pregnant.
Was it your subconscious mind?
Well-
or was it your super conscious mind?
Maybe
Let's
my,
be honest, Ms. Ramirez.
Okay, maybe my super conscious mind.
Next up, neither of these guys was ready to let this go. On top of that, baby daddy claimed someone told him that Ms. Ramirez had been busy with other people. And it appeared he knew those people, and obviously he told all about it.
Just
Why?
to,
He's been over there. I've seen him go over there. I've seen the text
You've
of him
never
and her.
seen him go over there.
you've seen texts between this guy
Yes,
and Ms.
I have.
Ramirez.
Idiot shows me it like, look, this is what I've been doing. Okay, why are you showing me this? I don't
Okay,
care.
well, there's an obvious reason why we're both doing it, but that doesn't mean that I got pregnant by him.
Well, I
So
mean,
you
I'm not on the
admit,
birth
Ms.
certificate.
Ramirez-
I'm not on none of that.
She has your dimple. She has your skin complexion. She doesn't have my skin complexion.
So that's on your list of doubts as well.
Wow, there was no love lost there. But wait a minute, there's more. Evidently, Ms. Sedano had no relationship with the baby. He didn't help around or anything. And wait till you hear about what he wanted in return. If the mommy ever asked him to babysit, the gall of this fella.
He won't hold her. If he does hold her, he makes up an excuse as to why he has to put her down. He has to go to the bathroom. He has to make a phone call. Just last week, he referred to her as that thing as crying.
Mr. Cedeno, to a beautiful little baby? That thing?
Yeah, but that's also a burden on my life. Like, I have 2 that I already have enough trouble providing for and caring for.
Well, then you
Wanna bring
shouldn't
up
have
It's
sex
a
with
burden
me.
on your life. The burden on your life is the fact that you can't keep your pants up.
Now, It's the moment you've been craving, the results. Judge Lake had enough of this drama, and so did I, man. This was a lot to take, and these guys were something in the league of their own. Time to roll the dice.
Mr. Cedeno, you are her father.
I told you, she is your baby. Now you can't deny her. She's your kid.
As I sit here today and I've listened to the testimony, trust me, there's no doubt in my mind that you plotted this situation.
A high school romance, once all bubbly and sweet, turned sour pretty soon with the arrival of a baby. Ms. Smith claimed that a fleeting teenage romance with Mr. Womack led to the birth of baby Adriana. But wait, baby daddy was not convinced and denied any involvement in this baby-making escapade. Not a good start, but here we go.
Open your case today because you say a high school romance with the defendant led to the birth of your 4-year-old daughter, Adriana.
Yep.
You testify that you are 100% certain he fathered your child, and once proven today, you want him to step up as he does with his other kids. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not a good way to drop the "you have a baby" bomb, and that too after a few years. Why wait this long, Ms. Smith? But she seemed sure of paternity. And apparently, baby Adriana knew who her father was, even though she never met him. Let's see how that went.
Be a father to my daughter, and because, my daughter is 4, and, she don't have a father figure. And when she see Mr. Womack, she wants to be with her daddy.
You said when Adriana sees her daddy, sees him where?
On Facebook, Your Honor.
I think everyone at this point wanted to know how this messy situation came to be. So let's rewind a little. Apparently, the guy was a basketball player, and mommy couldn't resist that allure. Long story short, they had fun. Although baby daddy didn't agree with the said number of times. The times happened. Uh-oh.
He was like the all-star, basketball player, football player, and I'm just like, a regular old freshman. So me and Mr. Womack, start having sex.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
And then that was just like, did you date? Or what do you mean you just started?
We try each other DMs, like, messenger, so.
Oh, that's how it starts?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't even go to dinner or nothing? You just go in the DMs?
Yes, ma'am.
That's just nasty.
Fast forward to the pregnancy reveal. Baby mama kept Mr. Womack in the dark for months. Apparently she had her reasons. Wait till you hear what those were. But following that theory, she pinned the baby on someone else? Yep, another player in the game.
Feeling well. I was supposed to go to church that Sunday. We didn't go to church. Found out I was pregnant November 23rd. I didn't, tell Mr. Womack at the time because I told my ex.
So at that time, were you purposefully leaving Mr. Womack out? Were you purposefully saying, I'm just gonna tell my ex-father and I'm not gonna even think about Mr. Womack? Or did you forget about Mr. Womack?
Judge Lake couldn't have put it any better, but better buckle up, because it was about to get wilder. Finally, the baby daddy got to know about Adriana's existence. But immediately following that testimony, he had some serious information to share about mommy's extracurricular activities.
Was claiming her because how I was raised up. If it's a possibility, it's mine. And I didn't want her to not have a father in her life when I can be her father if it's a possibility she's mine. But after talking to my family, after 3 years, and you just now telling me, I can't do it, but we can find out.
Well, the desperation level went up to 100. And then there's the witness, shedding light on the tangled web of relationships and labels like the infamous go-to girl. Pop culture couldn't make this stuff up. It was the real deal. And the plaintiff justified it in this manner.
As, the go-to girl, so it really wasn't any
You say she was the go-to girl.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth. Go-to for sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so you got labels like that. The go-to girl. What do you do with? You just call the go-to girl? How does that work?
When one guy done messing with her, the next guy, try to slide in or something.
And now, the moment of truth. We danced around it and teased it, but now it was time to reveal it. Will it shatter hearts or bring long overdue clarity? We are about to find that out, people.
Mr. Womack, you are the father.
I'm ready to be her father, Your Honor. She deserves it.
Yes, she does. I believe you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do.
Mr. Clark was here in the court, throwing a paternity test party for his daughter, Miss Leona. Why? Well, it seems her mom's exotic dancing career has shaken the family tree, and now her paternity was a huge question mark.
Mr. Clark, you have petitioned the court for a paternity test for your 4-year-old daughter, Jay Leona.
Yes, Your Honor.
You question whether you are her biological father because of her mother's sexually promiscuous lifestyle.
Yes, that's true.
Now, you say that her job as an exotic dancer
Stripper.
has torn your relationship apart. And if the results today prove the child is yours, you are planning to seek sole custody.
Yes, I am.
Let's rewind the tape to when love was in the air, and not just on Jay Leona's birth certificate. Baby daddy met Miss Probst at a party, and things got steamy until they turned bitter. Apparently, she went from fun-loving to fib-telling, faster than you can say striptease.
You're not living a lie.
Yes, I am. I don't believe she even has a clue or idea who the father name is.
So take me back a little bit. How did this relationship get to this point? You're together and you're happy.
Well, this is how it happened. I was in Job Corps.
Okay.
I was working to get my CNA, nursing license.
Okay.
I met her at a party. She's a very fun, loving girl at that particular time. Took it easy, fell back, I went to school. Whenever I came back for a New Year's party, that was the first time we had sex.
Moving on, the doubts hit harder when mommy admitted to cheating, and you know that led to a mysterious conception time frame. Ah, the key ingredient for paternity mess. Baby daddy felt like he'd been living a 4-year lie, and that revelation stung.
Calendar, can I show you that I had submitted it to the court. Around Labor Day weekend, I slept with this guy and Anthony. So right there on the 1st is where I slept with the other guy. Everything in
Okay, so
yellow.
on September 1st, indicated in green, you slept with the other guy at the party.
Yes, ma'am.
In yellow are the dates that you slept with Anthony.
Yes, ma'am. They told me my conception
So Jay
date
Leona
was around
was
that time.
born in June.
Yes, ma'am.
So, the pregnancy journey took a complicated turn following that confession. And the calendar wasn't so much of a help in that regard as well. Meanwhile, baby daddy uncovered some incriminating texts and pictures. Can't catch a break, can they?
We've established that she's cheated. We've established that the paternity is at issue. Now, Miss Probst, is exotic dancing just the career of your choice?
I'm an exotic dancer. No, Your Honor. I had a rough childhood. Me and my family never got along. My father was never around. I just want for my daughter to have the father that I never had. I had to do what I have to do.
Next up, the confusion was heavy and reigned supreme. And why wouldn't it, since Miss Probst juggled dates with not one, but 2 potential fathers? It seemed Ms. Leona's birth month was the result of a risky dance between dates and destiny.
So you had set him up with these photos?
Yes, ma'am. But a couple months before that, I was texting a guy from a club that would come out who was one of my money men, and he had seen some text
One of your
messages.
money men?
Yes, ma'am. One of the guys that come and see me frequently at the club that pay me good money. So he had seen where I had been texting this guy, and he took it upon himself to call this guy back and, tell him she has a man and all this, and I lost that client.
Now, Mama Probst's desperate plea was to clear the air. Yep, all this mess, and the key players were the mommy and supposed daddy. But poor Ms. Leona got caught in the crosshairs. Big time.
A 9 to 5.
I put my education on hold
every day, to bring in a hard-earned check that I can benefit from my taxes and one day have some insurance for my child. Healthcare, she gets none of those from stripping. Those men can't take my kids to the doctor. They can't run them from daycare to daycare. I can, and I have to provide for those things, not those men.
All this time, and still no closer to the truth. But no worries, because Judge Lake had all the answers now. Yep, the results were in and ready to be revealed. Let's see what the daughter thought to be true all these years was the truth or just plain old lies.
Mr. Clark, when it comes to 4-year-old Jay Leona, you are not her father.
I'm sorry.
Still with you. That apology you gave, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Ms. Short, along with her mama, were on a mission. The aim was to make the defendant see reason and step up to the role of fatherhood. Sadly, it wasn't that simple, as Mr. Johnson was not falling for that. And as soon as it starts, cue the tears, folks.
Ms. Short, you and your mother opened your case today because your first love, the defendant, denies he fathered your 21-month-old son, Jabari. You are a single teenage mother who needs help, and you demand Mr. Johnson step up and be a father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, imagine this, a modern-day love story, born on Facebook. Yeah, kinda like a digital love story. These guys were each other's firsts. Yep, from first kisses to first everything. But things took a nasty turn when baby daddy interests changed.
He was my first kiss, first everything.
Okay, so after you met, you all started having sex, and at some point, you find out you're pregnant.
Me and Mr. Johnson had sex April 23rd. I seen him on Facebook with another female, and he was like, I don't want you, I want her. He was talking about the other female. And I was like, he just left. He just left me. After that happened, it was May 3rd. I went out to eat with some friends.
So, all that fun brought real consequences. Yep. Now, Mr. Johnson was told about the expected baby. However, pretty soon, he realized he might not be the only contender for fatherhood. Guess you can imagine his surprise.
Thinking that the baby's mine. But at the end of the day, when I come home from being away, I got her friends coming to me, talking to me about the other dude. So you know how that making me feel. I was there to see the baby conceive. I was the one that had the baby. I was there. When she called me and asked me for stuff, I was there to help her. I was there. Her own mother was not in the hospital room with her when she had her baby.
I sure wasn't, because I wasn't happy about the situation.
Well, it don't matter.
It does matter.
Jumping straight to the baby shower, following that good news. Alas, that didn't go as planned, like the rest of their life events. Apparently, grandmas were facing off as one didn't like the stuff the other brought. Furthermore, the baby daddy wasn't allowed to meet the baby. I mean, what?
He bought the baby a small pack of Pampers. It's been a struggle, let me tell you. I've been raising him. I've been doing the best I can. It's very, very expensive. I guess he have babies for trophies. He don't pay child support for none of his kids.
And I didn't go for child
None
support.
of them.
So this has been very difficult on you, to have to raise the child without any financial support from a father.
All this drama, and for what? Next up, the guy's mama had enough of the girl's mama, so she gave her a piece of her mind, and baby daddy was more than happy to agree with that all. And pretty soon they were just talking over each other all over the courtroom. Cue the drama headache, folks.
Me to do a blood test because this other dude saying he wanted to know if DeMaze was the father. If DeMaze's not the father, that makes him be the father. I'm not gonna go through all that. And another thing about the baby, when we try to get the baby, she have to come and sit with us. We can't get the baby, and she talking about flexing and front and all this. We was trying to be involved with this baby, even though we know it was a possibility that it's not my son baby.
And I could back her up on that. It was times that I tried to come see the baby, but...
Well, the baby daddy straight up claimed the results were gonna make him step up to the role of fatherhood. But mommy immediately brought out a letter from years ago that told a different story. Oh boy.
But I didn't have my ID at the time to sign the birth certificate.
And he wasn't gonna sign nothing until we found out the truth.
But I felt like they came back when I had him to see did he look like Mr. Johnson. I don't want to go through this.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. We're gonna find out the truth today.
Your Honor, all I want to say is I just want to know the truth. For if he is mine, I will be there for him. And I just don't want to be in the mix of.
Well, we know the judge just can't resist pulling out her schooling side when babies have babies. So that's exactly what she did, right before delivering the results. After thoroughly schooling them, she finally gave the verdict. Here we go.
Mr. Johnson, you are the father.
I'll be there for him.
Good. I'm glad you will.
This all I want to know to get all the other extra stuff out the way.
This happens in life.